Parramatta, a buzzing city with approximately 235,000 people. You can't help to notice the many walks of life that live here.
Despite the population surge, residents still fight that there's more room.
Parramatta is one of the homes of Sydney's weekly refugee protests, hosted by people just like us and aim to end mandatory detention centres.
My name is Majid Robert, and I'm a boat person. I got Australia by boat, and around 2 years, 20 months actually, I was in detention center. Yes, I'm a Persian. I'm from Iran. I fly with fake passport. When you're in danger, you can't use your identity. I fly with a fake passport to Dubai, and from Dubai to Indonesia, and I was on my way to go to Canada, but a smuggler took my money and leave me alone in Indonesia, and I haven't any choice to what I should do or where I should go. Someone said I can take you to Australia with boat, but in my imagination, it's just thinking about Titanic, something like that.
People just like us. We are a group of refugee advocates. We're actually based everywhere in Sydney, but a few of us actually live in the Parramatta electorate. So myself and Alfred and Joyce over there, who's the founder, we're actually based around here. So that's why we're here. Of us being in Parramatta, and there's a lot of people coming to Parramatta for a lot of reasons now with the development and growth, and also being living here, it makes sense for us to actually start the conversation as well here in terms of changing the policy or changing the attitudes and perceptions about this whole issue about refugees and asylum seekers in general. And the reason why we also want to emphasize Parramatta, at least where we are, a lot of no one really goes here in terms of the refugee advocacy sector. No one really tries to engage with Western Sydney in general, so far as I know. Ironically, there's a lot of migrants and a lot of refugees who have been resettled around this region as well.
Parramatta is a multicultural city, and heaps of lovely people around. They helping me, and I want to give it back to my society.
But not everyone is as supportive for Parramatta to become the new home for refugees.
There's a lot of refugees here already.
Yeah.
You can see them in the streets, and I think the government needs to sort out a policy on how to house them. And if you go back in years after the Second World War, when migrants came, they had to spend 2 years, I think it was, out on a agricultural area in the country. And they were housed and accommodated for that period. None of that occurs now, and I think that would be a great help if that occurred, rather than people just ending up in a city. It's a different atmosphere to a country, and maybe they might assimilate better.
No, I'm not angry to force. I'm not talking about refugee, who people living in this world. We are from this world. I'm learning another side of this world. Maybe someone else born in Africa or someone else in Paris. You can't say, oh, that person from Paris, that person from Africa, that person. We are human. No one can force human what should do. We should give them opportunity and check and find out what's their capacity, and they can choose their own way. We should help them to grow, to be useful for themselves and for society.
So far, we don't have enough promotion across the sector. So our hope is later on we can have a more organized
more organizations can all campaign for the same policy. Because I think if we could unite, and then the government will feel the pressure.
So many organizations, so many people, so many MPs in the Parramatta. It's like Julie Over. I like him. I like her. She's a beautiful human being. She helped me and heaps of people around the Parramatta, and I really appreciate it.